Hey guys, what's going on? Today we answer some questions. First question. So I got a funny question about how do I sit on top of my Friedman Dirty Shirley on 6. I have hearing protection in. Either I'm wearing earplugs or I'm wearing in-ears, which I'm going to review here in probably a couple weeks. But either I'm doing silent recording and I've got the in-ears in so I can actually hear what's going on. This allows me to crank the amps, use my 2 notes torpedo reload, and have my in-ears to monitor what's happening while I'm playing. So it's actually a really neat solution. I would suggest it if you silent recording or, you want to play late and crank your amps, that kind of thing. Obviously, you need a DAW setup to do all that, but it's totally worth it in my opinion. But yes, that's how I crank my amps so loud. Either I'm wearing hearing protection or using in-ears, and it's a combination of both. It kind of depends on what I'm doing. Second question, do I use my volume wide open? Most of the time. In some of the videos, I will turn the volume up and down so you can hear how the dirt channels clean up with certain guitars. But for the most part, when I'm playing, I do leave the volume wide open. I wasn't a big tone guy before as far as using the knobs, but as I've gotten older, I've started to use the knobs a little bit more. But for the most part, I play a lot of stuff wide open. The tone knob might be dragged back a little bit, but the volume's usually open. And it doesn't change from studio to gig. I use pedals or I use multiple channel amps to achieve clean and dirt tones, so I don't really mess with the volume all that much. Third question, why am I against 412s? I'm not. Okay, if you're playing the local bar scene, you don't need a 412. If you're playing bigger venues, use a 412. 212s are good, they're more portable, you don't need a friend to move it. 412s are generally heavier, bulkier, etc., blah, blah, blah. You will get more fuller, low-end sound using a 412. So if you want to use it, use it. 212s are going to give you more mids, especially if they're open back. You're going to get the sound escaping from the back versus all coming out the front of the speaker and very directional. But 412s are like beams of light. They just shoot wherever they're pointed. Fourth question. So this question revolves around the PRS and the video I made a couple weeks ago where I took it up against, it's the MT15 against the EVH 5150 and the dual rectifier. Can the PRS achieve the mids that the EVH has? Not right off the bat. I'll probably make a video. I'll probably just isolate those two amps and play them in a comparison and A/B them so you can hear the differences. But in my opinion, I didn't think it sounded good. For that song, I actually started with the PRS amp and I dialed it in the way I wanted. And the EVH, I find you have to set at pretty extreme levels on the controls to get the sound you want. It's just how that amp works, to me. When I'm sitting there in the room kind of messing with the knobs, it goes kind of extreme where the knobs are just like all over the place. I'll make a video around it, but I felt for that track, I didn't put a lot of mids on that amp for whatever reason. It was just how I liked it at the time. And the last question, question 5, so a lot this week. Can DSL-20 HR be used at home at low volume? Absolutely. It can be used at the 20 watt or the 5 watt, and at 5 watts, you can get it sounding pretty good, and it's at low volume. I think it's a great little practice amp. You can use it like that, absolutely. Well, that's all the questions we have for this week. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below. As always, thanks for watching. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Many more videos to come. Don't miss one sub.